Come in, Miss Zimuko.
Good afternoon.
So, it says here on your resume that you earned your bachelor's degree in business administration from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. You have significant experience in handling various partnerships and in your organizations as well as the people in the department that you headed. You have also been a project manager for major org events in the past 4 years.
That's correct.
So, I'm curious, what's your philosophy in life?
Oh, well, generally it's stoicism. I make it a point to keep in focus the things that we can control rather than what we cannot. We make do with what we have and prepare ourselves for change. It's inevitable, so we adapt to it. Resilience is key.
Oh, that's very interesting. So, I'll start with a general inquiry. What do you think is the key to work improvement?
Oh, well, I believe it's best to operate on incentives. People work as hard as you pay them. It's like how shareholder values are aligned with executive compensation. It's technically the principal agent or incentive theory by economists Michael Jensen and William Meckling. It's actually up to the person when it comes to choosing his or her career path. So when you act on intrinsic motivation, rewards and incentives will follow because you have no problem in doing your job well.
Oh, that's a very good answer. Okay, so let's say you're spearheading one of the company's flagship projects. This certain project is known for its great returns. As the project manager, how would you best get your team to work together? How can you help them maximize their potential in executing their respective tasks?
By giving them a true sense of purpose. Psychosocial factors are pivotal in the operation of productive organizations. Why? Because the more a person feels valued or part of a unified group, the harder he would work to deserve or satisfy that sense of fulfillment. In Elton Mayo's human relations theory, it's not much about the physical work environment, but the way one is regarded in the workplace. The way in which we approach management should be people-oriented because employees are one of the company's greatest assets, other than time. Invest in your people by giving them a sense of purpose. So simply, we allow them to give suggestions, criticize, and pitch in their own ideas. We listen to them, we add weight to their position in the company so they feel more valuable and they would work harder.
Again, say you're one of the managers or department heads. Employee B under your department files a harassment complaint against employee A. How do you think she would go about this?
So having a clear division of labor is very important because this is what stabilizes the role of each employee or member in a committee or department. So for example, when that employee files a complaint, he can't just file it to anyone, not the president, not his colleagues, but his immediate superior. In a bureaucracy, if you want to get something done, you have to go through a process, no matter how tedious or no matter how long it is. When you want to voice something out, you can't just tell it to anyone. You have to tell it to your immediate superiors or the people you're supposed to direct your concerns to. I mean, in general, there should also be like meticulous record keeping and documentation, strict and consistent regulations and rules, and the selection and promotion of employees based on qualifications and not just personal relationships or personalities. I believe it's one of the most efficient and rational ways of establishing organizations because there are steps and there's a process. It's not just people can do whatever they want. There is a process for that, and that's what keeps the organization intact. Well, according to Max Weber's theory of bureaucratic management.
Alright, so let's say I give you a team of 20 people. How would you manage them?
20 people. So I could group them into 5 committees, each with 4 people. And each committee has their own tasks, obligations, and objectives that they have to adhere to. So for example, this committee works on partnerships, this committee works on sponsorships, this one on branding, and this one on communications. That way we could get more. According to the scientific theory by Frederick, you should divide work equally amongst the committees, and that those committees have to perform different functions so that their roles in the company are established and that there would be no confusion of duties.
Oh, okay. So let's say instead of 20 people, I give you a team of 50 people. Would you rather have your authority be divided to manage them better, or would you rather have all the authority be assigned to just one person?
I'd rather have the authority assigned to just one person so that we could lessen the chances of miscommunication and confusion. So if a member needs to report to a direct authority, that authority would just be one person. And according to Henri Fayol's theory of administrative management, there are 6 paramount functions. So you gotta forecast, plan, organize, command, coordinate, and control.
I see. Very interesting. So, how would you be able to contribute to the overall productivity of this company?
I think all I'd have to do is simplify the bigger tasks into smaller tasks, divide the work equally, and provide monetary incentives. According to the systems theory by Ludwig von Bertalanffy, the best way to motivate members into giving their best input and contribution to the project would be simplifying the bigger tasks into smaller tasks and dividing the work equally and providing monetary incentives. And that's usually the basic factors of motivation in employees in the company.
Okay, say you are the head of your respective department. How would you handle a member of that department who is naturally unmotivated, does not do their job properly, and provides inadequate input?
I would go with the carrot and stick approach of McGregor in his X and Y theory. So it's basically reward and punishment. So if that employee does not do his job well, then he will receive warnings, and then if he still does not do his job well, he will get demoted. He will get less paid, less salary. On the other hand, if he does his job well, he will get promoted, he will receive more monetary incentive, more perks.
Okay, so let's say you're in a department-wide meeting on the company's annual Global Youth Internship Program, and you are discussing how the company will go about the recruitment, procedures, and other processes. Would you rather your members give their own thoughts, suggestions, and criticisms, or would you rather they simply obey and agree with your ideas?
Well, in some companies and organizations, employees or members fear their higher-ups one way or another. They're oftentimes hesitant to speak up, criticize, suggest, or contradict. And even though some leaders attempt to actively foster openness within the workplace, they still carry along with them that subtle metaphorical shotgun. Well, leaders should foster a culture that rewards contrarians and those who proactively speak truth to power. A culture of openness, basically. We should make feedback and constructive criticism a tradition instead of bearing the plague of flattery. Go.
Okay, so after all that's been said, why shouldn't we accept you?
Because I'm not perfect. I'm far, far from perfect. I make mistakes, but that's everyone. That's what makes us human. We make mistakes and we learn from them. We grow from them. And that's really important in a company. Growth is important in a company, whether it's the growth of the company or of the individual. The thing is, failure isn't the mistake. It's not learning from those failures. That's the mistake. But that's a mistake that I don't make. I learn from my failures and I apply those learnings to how I'm going to function in the tasks that I do, and how I'm going to function in the company.
You may go, Ms. Samuko.